Palazzo, sono imprenditore della piccola ditta finlandese Ars Mondo. Questa settimana facciamo il corso di fotografia e scrittura con Kimmo Ohtonen. Kimmo è una famosa persona in Finlandia, è un scrittore e fotografo della natura e fa tanti progetti interessanti con animali selvaggi, con orsi selvaggi.
Allora, grazie di questa presentazione in italiano. Ora continuiamo l'intervista in inglese e poi diciamo sul giornale parleremo anche in italiano.
Ok. Kimmo, welcome to Positano. And can you tell us a little bit about your background, about your work, what you do to Positanesi, because they don't yet know you?
Yeah. Well, I've been working in TV for about 15 years. I used to live in England, and I used to work for the BBC and ITV. So that's where I got my kind of like education in television, and also this kind of like a storytelling, art of storytelling. And then for the last 8.5 years I've been in Finland and working in TV and writing books there. So and I used to study Italian when I was a young boy. My mum could speak Italian fluently, but I lost it when I moved to England and I didn't use it. So so 15 years ago I could maybe strike a bit of a conversation, but not anymore. So that's me in a nutshell.
Yes, and you just arrived in Positano a couple of hours ago, so you haven't yet seen enough, but what are your first impressions?
Well,
what do you think?
Well, wow, it's just like breathtakingly beautiful. Only been to Rome before and Italy, and this is like, I've seen pictures of Positano, but like when you see it with your own eyes, it's just absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. So I'm very excited. I'm really happy. It's only Monday now, so we've got 6 more days to go. So I think it's going to be an amazing week. This, in one word, I would say unique. This place is unique.
Yes.
Cosa farà qui a Positano? What do you do in Positano?
Yes.
So we have a storytelling course. We have 6 Finnish participants on my course, and so we are hopefully getting very inspired. I don't think it's going to be very difficult to get inspired in this kind of environment. So we're going to be sparring each other. So everyone's got like a little story that they want to develop during this week, and then hopefully I can coach them, I can help them, guide them, have conversations about their personal projects. So this is what we do, and I think it's a very good thing to like for example, one member of our group, she's been writing her story in Finland, and I think it's good that she's coming here and taking a bit of distance to her story, or the place that she's been writing it in, and now like trying to get new kind of levels to her story here. So I think I'm very excited about this concept.
Yes, yes. And one important thing is that, as you know, many writers, international writers, have come to Positano. Also, Norwegian playwright Henrik Ibsen wrote A Doll's House in Amalfi. So we Scandinavians, we have a long tradition of coming here. And Ars Mondo, we want to give a rebirth to this kind of tradition, that we come here, we write a story, we take photographs or paintings or whatever, and get inspired, and then we go back to the original place to
Sono stati tutti in Positano. There are all the best writers in the world in Positano. Cosa pensi? Cioè, what do you think about the skill, the best skill for a writer? Come si può, qual è la migliore abilità che deve avere uno scrittore secondo lui, la sua dote?
What is the best skill a writer could have? What is important?
Diciamo, qual è come capì? Qual è la vocazione?
I think obviously like being quite persistent. So like a lot of people talk about inspiration, but I think it's more about perspiration. So you just keep working and working. And for me, like my last novel, like a fantasy book, got published a month ago, and when I think about that book, it was all about rewriting, and not just thinking, oh, that's all right. I'm gonna leave it there. No, like if you think it's ready, no, just do it one more time, another more time. So I think it's about not being too hard on yourself, but still being quite critical to your own text. And I think, I literally, by the way, you know, you were telling about these writers that have been writing here and artists that have been doing their work here. The minute we arrived here, I went to our balcony in the hotel and started writing the second book in this trilogy. So I think it is all about the inspiration as well. So I think through this week I'm going to do a lot of work for my next book as well. So, and then back in Finland I'm going to rewrite, and you know.
In sintesi, per lui quali sono le qualità? In sintesi, le qualità migliori per lui quali sono? Cosa ha detto, diciamo così?
For him, you mean?
Yeah.
And for you, it's also about this persistence to keep rewriting and then to
rewriting,
have, yes, rewriting.
The difference for the online and for the paper.
Yeah, I use both. Like in this stage when you're just starting the whole like a new project, I like to use a pen and paper. But when it gets to the writing bit, I use a laptop. So I think it's more in this modern age. It's quicker and it's more efficient than writing on a felt tip pen. Rewrite it. Yeah,
definitely.
And it's nice to think, and nice to get lost in your world and like try the journey. So I think, you know, persistence. That sounds a bit boring. It's hard work, and it's hard work. But also, I think it's also like having that kind of mental state that you get really lost in your story. That you're not just like, oh, I'm writing. You can't write it from outside. You need to literally jump into that story, whether it's set in Positano or in space or in Finland. Whatever the story is, you literally have to live it. You have to feel the story and the characters as well. So, and then remember to rewrite.
The writer that you prefer now in the world, in Italy?
I've read Gomorrah.
Gomorrah.
Yeah, that was a really
it's
good.
Hard. It's
hard. So that was good. But I'm because of my background, I read a lot of like English authors, so like Sadie Smith.
The American writer.
I like Kazuo Ishiguro. He's British Japanese. Sadie Smith. Margaret Atwood. I love her. American. Canadian. Canadian. Yeah. For example, even Stephen King. Some of his books I like King. And John Irving. So there, and then some Finnish authors. So I try to read. Like you were talking about, like what are the like really important qualities, and I think for writers as well, just keep reading as well. So like I think that's really important. And for any human being, I think to be able to feel and learn about other people, this reading is really important as well.
How many days here? Positano?
6 days.
6 days.
1 week intensive.
Every morning he teach this.
And then we make facciamo un giro. Domani siamo a Positano, a Fornillo, poi Sentiero degli Dei, poi a Capri.
And after he write a book on Positano, okay?
Speriamo.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.